What is going on, Rocket Lab investors? So we are at $14.66, but in the after hours, we are at $18.39, up 25.44%. This is absolutely crazy. I did not think the earnings report would be that great, and I did not think it would shoot the stock up this much. We are almost at $20. There's no doubt we are going to hit $20 any day now. It's one of those scenarios where I'm super happy but super sad. I'm super happy because we just earned a bunch of money. If you were invested in Rocket Lab early on, anywhere between the $5 and $10 range, you earned quite a bit of money. But on the flip side of that, I'm super sad because it's getting more expensive to invest in this stock. And sadly, at these price ranges, you just cannot accumulate a bunch of shares unless you're really rich, and I am not. I don't know about you, but sadly it's going to be harder and harder to invest in this company, even though I believe in it thoroughly. I wish it was back down to $10. If it was back down to $10, I would try to throw some more money into it, but above 10 it's going to be extremely difficult. So did you think that the earnings report really justified this shooting up? I personally do not think it did. I think it was all great and amazing, but I don't think it is enough to shoot up $3.73. Maybe $1, $1.50, but there's a huge potential that tomorrow at the open we could hit $20. Depending on how the night goes, Reddit is starting to blow up with talks about this, and Wall Street Bets can catch on to it, and a lot of retail investors can hop into this thinking that it's going to go berserk. There is a strong possibility we could go above 20. But there's also a strong possibility that you're going to have so many people that are just up so much that they're going to sell immediately at the open because they want to take those profits because they fear that institutional investors are going to sell off. And that's investing. So it could be either awesome or it can, I guess, be beneficial depending on how you look on it. If the stock price goes down, then it allows us to buy more shares at a cheaper price. But if we could hit $20 and that become our new plateau, that will bring confidence to me. Because like I said in my previous videos, at around $5 to $7, if a rocket explodes on the pad or while it's in space, that could drastically hurt Rocket Lab. But at $20, then we've got cushion. At 20 and a rocket explodes, it might take us down to 15. We'll get back up to 20. But it would be great if that new plateau kind of becomes our stable price of $20. And that'd be amazing if we hit it really soon. We stay there, and then by the time Neutron launches, hopefully it has a first successful launch and landing that could propel us to $30. And $30 is big money for a lot of people invested in this. There's people with 10,000 shares, 15,000 shares, 20,000 shares. I wish I was at their level, and I'm trying to get there, but I think I have to wait for a giant pullback for that to happen, or at least get some more shares. I want to get 1,000 shares. So I want to know how you feel about this. Tomorrow at the open, do you think it's going to be a massive sell-off, or do you think we're going to continue to go up? Do you think this rally is going to continue and we're going to see people just flood into Rocket Lab? I think that's a huge potential. But let's go over quickly about the earnings report. So the space infrastructure company reported the third quarter revenue increased to $104.8 million, up 55% from $67.6 million for the same period a year ago. And that's above Wall Street's expectation of $102 million. I honestly expected it to be at $100 million, so $104, that's pretty solid. Its net loss also increased year over year to $51.9 million from $40.6 million, but its loss of 10 cents per share came in slightly below analysts' expectations of a loss of 11 cents per share. So that's kind of to be expected. They're putting a lot of money into Neutron, so I fully, you might be shocked by this, but they have to spend that money to get Neutron going. So Rocket Lab forecast fourth quarter revenue between $125 million and $135 million. That would be amazing if that happened. I think it's a little high. I think they should have came in at a little bit lower, but this would see the company bring in about $430 million this year. That's a pretty solid amount, and that's simply for the fact that its space systems is doing pretty amazing. So the biggest thing that I think why this stock is rallying right now is they said that a confidential commercial satellite constellation operator signed for 2 missions in mid-2026, which Rocket Lab said were at a price consistent with our target for the vehicle. Previously, the company said it was targeting a price point of about $50 million per Neutron launch. So again, you have to look at it from both sides. It's amazing that we signed a contract that could result in a ton of other contracts and launches for this mystery customer. But on the flip side, we're launching someone else's constellation. We need to launch a constellation. If we want to hit $50 per share, Rocket Lab has to launch a constellation. We will never get into massive numbers without a constellation. A constellation will result in billions and billions of dollars. We're talking like $50 billion a year potentially. But if we launch other people's, then, we're talking a few billion here and there. But I think that's the biggest catalyst of this. So how do you feel about this? Are you happy with these numbers? Are you really happy about that we are officially have a contract for Neutron? I'm a little concerned because if Neutron ends up being a failure, which I don't think it will, I think I have complete faith in Peter Beck. But if it did fail the first time on launch, if it exploded, which can happen, it would absolutely crater the stock. But I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about this. I appreciate everyone that has been watching, commenting. We are growing slowly but surely. We're a new channel. I appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, I hope you enjoy your profits. Have a good one. This video is not financial advice. Any statements made are my views and is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and consult a professional before making any financial investments.